Hi, welcome to the Workface. What's the one question that I get asked probably more than any other? That question is quite simply, hey Steve Dog, when are you going to review another MacAllister DIY tool? Well, yeah, this can only mean one thing. Welcome back. What are we reviewing today, you ask? And I answer this. We're reviewing a MacAllister MSSS 220. That's a 220 watt hand sander. Now that doesn't mean use it to sand your hands. It means it's a thing you can hold in your hands and sand. Sand is it's a DIY term. Those of you in DIY will know what I mean. Right, let's open up the box. This is an unboxing, and then we'll go to the Workface literally to give it a quick review. So what's in the box? First of all, instructions. I'll read those so you don't have to. Next up, what's in the box? A sander. Oh, quite heavy actually. Oh, hands. A sander which fits in your hand and has got an on-off button on the top there. Plug on the bottom. I'll take that off later so you don't have to. What else is in here? Dust bag. Right. How to fit a dust bag. What you do with a dust bag, folks, is you fit it on the back. I was going to say, watch my other video on how to fit a dust bag. Right? Okay. Push it in. Give it a twist. That's connected. That's fitted. Ready for action. Okay? What else is in the box? Right. Sandpaper sheets are in the box. Okay? What are sandpaper sheets? I hear you ask. They're sheets for sandpapering. I reply. Each of these has got a little kind of almost like a furry side to it. That's the side that you connect to your sander. This rough side, that's called sandpaper. That's where you use that for doing sanding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, and we've got three types. Soft, medium and rough. I'm going to go for medium here, okay? And just show you how to fit this. So here, what we've got is, right, now this here, you've got two ways of fitting. You can fit regular sandpaper over by releasing the clip there, which then lets a little thingy up, and you can fold sandpaper over the top. So this is very good if you've got sandpaper in the shed, for example. But also, because it's got a Velcro bottom, we all like a Velcro bottom, don't we? What you can do here is you can just Velcro that on like that, and that is held nice and firm. That's ready to go. That is ready for the Workface. It's quite a heavy unit. Let's get over to that Workface. Let's put this puppy, as I like to call all sanders, into action. But before we do that, there's two other things in the box. One of them's that. So this is a another thingy that can go on where I skillfully attach the bag. You can attach this on, and you can attach that to a hose, and you could probably put that into a vacuum cleaner if you wanted. So that's a nice little touch in there. I like to think so. Next up, what's in here? That. Well, that there, as we all know, sort of can put that on there. I don't see the point of that. What is that for? Is that just to, after I've finished, and kind of put that on top. That's a stand that I like to use. Let's go and put this puppy on the workface. Welcome back. Now we're in the workface at the moment, and one thing you'll quickly notice is I'm now looking like a workman. So I've got a retro looking Ford Cortina t-shirt on, but more important than that, I've got a pencil just sat over the top of my earrow, and that is really useful as a craftsman, which is what I am today, folks. So let's get over and look at the workface. I'm going to flip the camera around. Well folks, here we are. This is the workface. Now I've got a door here, and this door just won't close. So a little trick. By closing the door as far as it will go, I can now see why it is not closing. So up there, look, it's being held up there, and there's a gap all the way down and all the way down past the handle. That's this thing in the middle. As we go right the way down the bottom and a little bit down there. So it's where the daylight is no longer seen, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark it there, sort of there to there, and then at the very bottom, in fact all the way down, I'm just going to go all the way down to there. Whoops, don't draw on things like that you're not meant to draw on, folks. Down to there. So it's basically there and down, right? So I'm going to actually sand this on the frame. Two options: one, sand on the frame; two, sand on the door. And I'm going to go from there and up. So there you go, folks. That's what I'm sanding. That's to open the door now, and we can have a good old look at this workface. So there we go. I'm going to be sanding down that area there. Okay? Let's go and stand you somewhere where you can watch while I can do. Welcome back. Now here we go. I've plugged in the device. Don't go anywhere. Do you hear that? That's me switching the device on. Here is the device. That little thing there just fell off. That's our funny stand, we'll call that. And now we're going to, right, okay, before we switch on, we need to use these. This is called light eye protection, okay? Now, you can purchase these, or you can steal these from any nuclear power station, but I've done that, so you don't have to. Of course, I'm only joshing. I've borrowed these from a nuclear power station because I know the site director is a regular viewer to this show. So anyway, be careful when putting pencils over ears whilst wearing light eye protection. Can be tricky, but you can do that. There you go, just instead. And actually, you can then pretend you're a walkie-talkie, okay? Just a thought. Right, let's switch this thing on. Now, as many of you would see there, I've taken off the paint as well as the wood, okay? You've got to take the paint off before you take the wood off. And as some of you go, some of you who've seen my hair cutting videos, click up there. I'm a bit blasé when it comes to all this because you always put a bit back on. That's what they always say, isn't it? You always put a bit back on. Let's have a look now. In fact, I want to do the bit at the bottom now. Should we go down and have a look at that workface? Let's do this. Here we are at the bottom workface, as I like to call it. Don't like to call it that. Right, here we go. Never say to anyone you've been working on the bottom workface. Little tip there for you readers. Right. See, there's dust trapped inside that gubbins. Right, have we taken enough off? This is where we need to exercise what we call DIYer's judgment. Okay, let's have a look back at that workface. It's the doorway, nicely sanded at the top, nicely sanded at the bottom. Will the door now close? We're going to have to apply more paint product, which will actually thicken the door. Yeah, so I need to take a little bit more off. You can probably hear Nighthound in the back barking now. That's because Nighthound knows that you have to take a little bit more off, Steve Dog. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm not even going to show you this, okay? To save you time. So that, folks, firstly, make sure you return all the light eye protection to site if you've borrowed it, like Steve Dog has. Secondly, don't be afraid to ask any questions. Just comment below and I can answer those questions for you. And thirdly, enjoy your DIY with your MacAllister Hand Sander. Catch you guys on the next DIY, SHMEIY flip side.